Hello, fellow beings of light. What was originally intended to be a series of activations instead has come down to a single one. This single activation. It is something I was beyond stressed about for weeks, but now I'm realizing this moment in time, it is exactly where this activation was meant to fall. It was on Source's timing, on the universe's timing, and not my own timing or my content schedule's timing. That's a lesson I'm probably going to need to be reminded of a few times as we get all of this off the ground, but I'll get there. I know I will. Why now? Well, we have all wrapped up the time of reflection that is November and December. And I've wrapped up our theme of reset for the first 6 weeks of winter with last Monday's podcast. Together, we have already covered so much that needs to be worked through and let go of. We've made huge steps towards doing both. But the work doesn't end there, does it? Working through something, letting go of something, the work doesn't end there, does it? After finishing up recording Monday, a word came through to me. Residual. And being both the far too curious and far too sarcastic individual that I am, I kind of looked up and around into my energy field and thought to my team of guides, is that it? Do I need to get something to write with? What followed was interesting. The first connection in my mind when the word residual popped up for my team was in the paranormal sense. How we often hear that those that have passed over or specific charged events can leave residual energy behind. And that is what we are often sensing in locations. I'm glad that's where my mind went, though, because it made what was shared with me easier to consider, to understand, and accept. Every living and non-living thing possesses an energy field. This is something I learned through my Reiki studies, and something most of you have probably been introduced to by one energy channel, lightworker, guru, or another by now. Our thoughts, our emotions, our circumstances, and more. All of this affects our energy field, and in turn affects what we are intentionally or unintentionally putting out into the world around us. What we are sharing with the energy fields of those that come into contact with us, and what we are leaving in our wake as residue in the spaces we occupy and pass through. This is the reason why our space and our energy field needs to be cleansed and cleared often. Why both can feel uncomfortable, even when your own energy field is in alignment and fine. It is residual energy that needs to be cleansed and cleared. Now, let's take those thoughts a step further to what my team is wanting to share. All of those things you have been reflecting on over the last few weeks or months and beyond, all that you have been working through and letting go of, all of it leaves residual energy behind. the thoughts associated with what you worked through and the process of working through them, the emotions associated with what you worked through and the process of working through them. All of this, it contains residual energy. Residual energy that will try to cling to you again. Residual energy that will try to pull you back in and down again when it is triggered by the external scars associated with what you worked through that you can't escape, by the external damage associated with what you worked through that is going to take time to repair, by the things associated with what you worked through if you can't avoid them entirely or get rid of them, by the places associated with what you worked through if you can't avoid them entirely, by the people associated with what you worked through if you can't avoid them entirely, other things, or maybe even nothing at all. That's a hard truth, but it's the truth, and one you need to raise your awareness of as you move forward in your journey, because you can do something about it. You can lessen the impact. You can get to the point where it doesn't shake you or your progress in the slightest. How? First things first, 2 more words that my team dropped into my field a week ago when I was knee-deep in struggling through some residual energy of my own. Patience and grace. Give yourself patience and grace as you work towards remembering and reawakening, towards expanding and ascending. Give yourself patience and grace as you work through and let go of the things that you need to in order to do so. And most importantly, give yourself patience and grace when that which you are working through and letting go of continues to cling to you or tries to trigger you as you continue forward, as it does not belong to you. It is not your fault. I'm going to repeat that. That residual energy, it does not belong to you, and it is not your fault. It is not coming from within you. It is not coming from your energy field. It is coming from outside of you. It is coming from things, people, places, or circumstances beyond you. It is coming from residual energy from your past, not from your present or from your future. Beyond that, make cleansing and clearing your space and your energy field a regular practice and a tool in your response and reaction toolkit. It may seem like a difficult task, but it truly isn't. You need only ask for it. Pause, slow your breathing, and ask that anything that does not belong to you or that no longer belongs to you be released from your energy field or your space. You can repeat this as many times as you need to until the discomfort or whatever trigger or residual emotion or thought that is interfering dissipates. While it may seem a bit repetitive at first, the more you practice cleansing and clearing, the faster and easier it gets. Not only that, you'll eventually get to a place where you are stuck with someone or stuck in a place that is triggering for you and can create almost a bubble of protection around yourself that allows your own energy to flow in and out, or remain in if that's what you'd like, but prevents the trigger and residue from getting in. Now that we have some information and some tools under our belt, let's get into this week's meditation and activation. If you are open to receiving this activation and the integration and grounding that will follow, simply say yes, either out loud or within your mind. Good. I invite you to sit in a comfortable position with your eyes closed and your palms facing upward on your lap. And as I drop in and connect with your energy field, wherever you are and whenever you might be listening, I want you to begin a pace of breathing slowly and deeply, in through your mouth and out through your nose, letting go of any thoughts or feelings that might be swirling around or through you in the current moment. Now, I want us to take 3 slow and deep breaths together. And with each inhale, I want you to think or say, focusing on letting in my own light and love. And with each exhale, I want you to think or say, focusing on letting go of all that is not. Don't worry, I'll be saying them out loud as we breathe. Focusing on letting in my own light and love. Focusing on letting go of all that is not. Focusing on letting in my own light and love. Focusing on letting go of all that is not. Focusing on letting in my own light and love. Focusing on letting go of all that is not. I call forth any and all members of my team who wish to join us in this meditation and activation for our highest good and healing. We seek to activate, integrate, and ground in the lessons that have been shared here today and over the last few weeks. Aid in coming into alignment, in reflecting on our agreements, in releasing our attachments, And in recognizing and protecting ourselves from residual energy that remains when we let go of that which does not belong to us, when we expand and release that which no longer serves us. The member of my team who is coming forward is Star Mother Maia of the Pleiades. She was and is a mother figure and mentor of sorts to myself and other soul aspects of my highest light body. I will step back now and allow her to lead us through the activation, integration, and grounding process through light language. Arashamukadikaris kadakadikaris kadakadi Araskadakadikaris kadakadikadikadikadikadikadi Arashanumukadikaris kadamakati Arashamakadikaris kalakati Araskanmukadikaris kadamakadikaris kadakadi Araskamukadikaris kadamakadikaris kadakadis kadakadi Arushka makatikaris kana makatikaris kanakati Aras ramakatikaras kamakatikaras kamakati Arusha namakatikaris kamakate Arusha makatikaris kana makatikaris kana makati Ush kadakaris kadakati titi karis kadakati kati kati Arisha mokarish kanamakaris kanamakatigaris kamakati Arosha rakadikaris kadakadikaris kadakawurs kanamakati Arashara makadiris kanamakadiwurs kadakati Arashana mokarish kanamakati rosh kadakati Arasha mokadiris kanamakati Arish kamakati garish kanamakati rosh kanamakati Aroshana makati rish kanamakati Arasharama karish kadakati Ush kanarash kadakati rish kanamakati Ashramakatish kanamakati Arusha rish kadakati rish kanamakati kati kati Diri 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 shkadakati shkadakati Arusha namakati garish kadamukati girish kadakati Arasha makati shkadamakati shkadati Arasha ramush kadani shkadakati Arashamush kadakarish 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 kadakatirush kanamakati Arashanamakati karish kanamakati kadakati Arashrush kadakrush kadakati kadate Arashanamakati karish kanamakati Arish kanamakati arish kadakati hish kadakati arish kadakati Dihu dru dru dari dari rush kadakati kati kati Arashanamakati ish kanamakati Arashana na 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 Arashana na 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 Arish kanamush kadakati ish kanana Arosh kana makatirish kana karash kana mukdakish kana kati. Arash kana makatirish kana makatuosh kana kati. Aresh kana makatirish kana makatish kana kati. Arash makate rash korish kana kati. Arash kromush kana katish kana katish kana katish kana kati. Arish mushkara, Arish mushkara, Tikadish, Katakati, Tikati, 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 Rish mukshirish, Katakatikos, Katakati, Arash, Numakatirish, Katawakakus, Katakatis, Katakati, Arash, Muakatirish, Katakati, Krish, Katakati, Krish, Katakati. Arash namakati rish kanamakati krish kanakati rosh katakitish kanakati arash mush kanakati rish kanamakati krish kanakati arash mush kanakatish kanawush kanakati krish kanakatush kanakati arash namakati rish kanamakati rish kanakati kati Harish mush kadikati Harish mukadish kanamakadish kadakatish kadapodikish kadakatikish kadakati Rish kanamokati rish kanakati karish kanamakati karish kadakatish kadakatish kadadish kadadish Arash kananish kadadish 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 Arish kanamokadish kanamokadish Ramadish kanamush kadikadis kadarakadade Arash nanamakadish kananakade Aros arakadis kadakatis kadamus kadakati Aras kunanamakadish kadus kadapakati Aras kulamakati skalakati skalakati Aras urakatakati skalakati Arus kanmakati skalakati skalamakatu Ara Sulakati, skulakati, skalakapuri, skalapukari, skalakati, tik, 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 aru, skadikiti, aru, skadakati, ru, kar, skadikiti, skadakati, aru, ari, kararari, skalumakati, skadakati, Aras kanamakati rish kalakati skalakati Aras umakati skalakati skalakati Aras kanamukati skalakati skalakati Aru skalaku kadaris kanamukati kadaris kadapukurus kadakati Aras kanamakati skalakus kadakati tuk 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 tik 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 tuk 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 tik 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 skadakati 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 tuk 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 Darakati kadakati 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 Klakadi, Rus, Kadabarkadi, Kadash, Kadabakadi, Kadash, Kadakadi, Kadash, Kadakadi, Arash, Kamukati, Kirish, Kadamakadi, Kirish, Kadakadi, Kadakadi, Rus, Kadakabakadi, Kadash, Kadakadi, Rosh, Kadamakadi, Kirish, Kadabakadi, Kirish, Kadamakadi, Hosh, Kadabakadi, Ush, Kadamakadi, Rash, Kamakadi, Rish, Kamakadi, Rosh, Kamakadi, Asumas kadakati ras kanamakati krish kamakati rish kadakati wish kanamakati kanakati asum kadakirish kamakiti wish kadakirish kala porus kadakatish kala Arishumushkadakati shkadakati Wishkadakati rushkadakati rushkadakati Shule Shula Amushkadakati skadakati skadawushkadakati Ramani skananakati skate kata Arishkamakati. She is complete. She got a little crazy there. You guys can't see what the hand light language takes in, but she never used to be one for hand light language, but she definitely got pretty in there. And there was definitely some bubble making going on there at the end. I don't know if you felt that. But before we bring this session to a close, Maya is indicating that she would like to share a final message with you. Arus karamakati skarakati Arus karakati skarus karakati skara Arasmus karakati skalakati Arus karamakati Aras kamakati skarakati skara Ati skarakati ska. Be proud of the work that you have done. Your team, the collective, we see it has not been easy. But we also see what you have yet to see and acknowledge. How far you have come. Arusamakati skarakati Arasumukri skamakati skarakati Arasumukri skarakati skarakatu Araskamakati skri skarapakatuska. It does not seem that way. It seems like you still have far to go. But the distance from now to your reawakening, it is merely an instant. It is already done. You need only allow it to be so. Arishamukati skarakati, rashkamukati, arashamukati skarakati, skarakaraskamakati, arashamukati skarakati, mushkarakati, skarakati, skarakati, ska, urskamakati, skahati, skarakati, aroshkanamakati, skaramakati, skanamakati. You are not there yet, but that is okay. That is how it is meant to be, because you are not alone. Many are not there yet, but more and more of you are coming together, finding each other, finding the way forward, and as you do, more will follow. Arishmushkadakati skalakati skalakati Arishmushkadakati ska Araskamakati skadakati skawurskadakati Arashumakati skarakati skalakati Arashumurish kadakati skadakati skadakati Arashumanagris kadakati kuruskadakati. For that reason, be patient with yourself. There is no rush. There is no deadline that you alone must meet. You are here to experience. You are here to rise, and in turn, allow others to rise with you. Ari uruskan makadis kadakadiyu. Arashamananis kadakadis kadawus kadakadis ka. Aris kadamakadush kadakadi. Yaras kadmudadis kadakadi. Arus kadi. And in case it is not obvious to you, they, for the most part, are intent to take just as long as you have been. So, once again, there is no rush. You will get there when you all get there, together. Arishka mushka, arishka makdis, karakadis, karakadi, arasa makati, ariska makatis, karakadi, ruskdis, kalamakadis, karakadis, kus, karakadis, karakadi, ariska mukadis, karakadi, araska makadis, karakaros, karakadiska. Araska makadis, karamakadis, karamakati, aros, karakadis, karakati, riska makadiska, ariska muskadakadis, kadidi. In the meantime, give yourself grace when you fall down, when you fall backwards. You are not perfect. You are learning. You are growing. You are expanding. You are remembering. You are reawakening. This is a process as it is meant to be. Arosha makadis karakati, aras kamuris karakadis karakati, aras mokadis kamakadis karakadis ka, armos kanakadis kamuris karakadis karakadis karakapus karakadikirus kama, aras amakadis karakadis karakati, aras mokis karamakadis 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 karamakati. Arasa makadis kan makadis kan makadis kamus kana makadi. Arasa makadis kan makadis kan makadus kana kadis ka days ka. If it were easy, if it was instant, if you never fell down, if you never faced any adversity or diversity, there would be no experience. There would be nothing learned or gained by you or by all of us as we are connected, as we are one. There would be no point to the mission we have all undertaken, to the mission many of us have sacrificed for. Arushkan makadis kamakudushkati, arasokati, arosa makadis kamakadurskati, arasokumakadis katakati, amasarakadis kamakadis, arosa makadis katakati, aruska makadis katakati, as katakati, arasa makadis katakadis ko, arasa makadis ka, arasko mukdis ka, arasa makati, aruskati, Aras samakati skate. Uskamakati suskadakati skakati. Let there be a point. Continue on. Carry out your mission. And as you do so, be patient. Give yourself grace. Work to raise your awareness of what is in alignment and what is not. What comes from within and what does not. Work to not only let go of and release what does not, but to protect yourself from it. Ara shramakadis kanamakadis karakati. Ala samuris kanamakadis karakati. Ara samakadis krus karakadis karakati. Ara samakadis kanamakadis kanamakati. Anamakati amakati amakati amakati. Because while you might have let it go and released it, when its source is from beyond you, its source has not. And it will remain until it has, seeking you out again and again. Arishmukaraskati. Aruskan makadis kadakatis kus kadakate. Aras mudriskan makadis kadakate. Aras sumonaris kadakatis kadakate. You will prevail. I believe you will. We believe you will. Now you must believe you will. Arasumaris kadakati adakati alakati. Her final message is complete. I'm gonna be silent now, allowing the music to continue for a few minutes and set an intention that everything that has come through continues to integrate and ground in. As it does so, I want you to continue breathing slowly and deeply. And when you feel ready, you can begin coming back to your surroundings, wiggling your fingers and toes, and finally opening your eyes. Good. Thank you for joining us for this activation. And I hope for our podcasts on alignment, agreements, and attachments over the last 6 weeks, which was December of 2024 and January 2025, if you're listening in the future. You can catch those on our YouTube channel as well at Your Goddess Awakening. Arishka Makati.